defining quality among these leaders is that the industry just wouldn't be what it is today without their contributions. We have a number of Ring of Excellence winners in the audience today, and I'd like to take a moment to have them stand and be recognized. We have a number of one. I think we know where the rest of them were last night. Congratulations, Mr. Larka, for being here anyway. Our 2019 Ring of Excellence inductee is Gus Downing. Gus is the publisher and editor of the D&D Daily newsletter. He also leads the executive search and consulting efforts for Downing & Downing, the parent company of the D&D Daily. He is a second-generation retail executive with 13 years of practical experience in the industry. His career has spanned many years, beginning in 1971, where he spent his first 6 years working in his father's security department. From 1977 to 1983, he held positions to include District Security Manager for Children's Place, Regional Loss Prevention Manager for the Lerner shops, and Zone Director of Loss Prevention for Gold Circle stores. In 1983, after seeing a void in the industry, Gus started Downing & Downing, Inc., an executive search and consulting firm specializing in the placement of retail loss prevention executives. Gus also made it a priority to actively recruit diverse candidates in the loss prevention industry and consistently supports diverse organizations today, supporting the International Organization of Black Security Executives for the last 10 years by building, hosting, and managing their website. He's used the same model to support women in loss prevention, communicating how underrepresented both groups are in the industry by making it a priority when recruiting and a discussion point with retail leaders and in articles he has authored and has had published. With the recession of 2009 and the emergence of online job boards and direct sourcing LinkedIn, the firm reinvented itself again and began capturing and molding all of this data, news, and trends, and created the D&D Daily, digital e-news resources for the industry, reaching loss prevention professionals worldwide with over 2 million readers annually around the world. In 2012, Downing launched the first ever LP News Network at lpnn.net. Video channel, which is focused on delivering loss prevention leaders and solution providers industry news with a digital video format. With over 150 episodes and over 100,000 viewers, the videos he's produced have enabled executives around the world to see and hear industry leaders on demand 24/7. In 2014, Gus rolled out another first, a live loss prevention video event using the LPNN platform. This was done by partnering with the National Retail Federation and closely mirroring conference sessions, which covered hot topics and important issues impacting retailers. For the total body of work that he has contributed over the last many years, our 2019 inductee is Gus Downing. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Gus.
Morning, everybody. I'm glad to see some people got up this morning after last night's parties. I hope they went well, and I hope the show went well. It's going well for you. I want to thank Dan Fagerty and Melissa Mitchell, Bob Maraca, and the entire LP Council. This is an honor for any executive, and it's one that I'll hold near to me for the rest of my life. This award is not just about me. I share it with the teams I've had the honor to work with, develop, and learn from over the last 36 years. And we had some great teams over the years. All loss prevention executives dedicated to doing what's right for the executives and retailers we were working for and represented. They all invested themselves in our efforts and always kept one thing in front of them, and that is the individual person or retailer we were working with. And regardless of the pressures or the politics, we always did what was right for that person. We spent thousands of hours in front of grease boards reviewing profiles and backgrounds and eating lots of pizzas. Over the years, there were plenty of late nights and trips to the NRF LP conferences. We've had some good times and some moments that I can recall that would make for some hilarious movie scenes. But we were always professional and dedicated to the NRF. No doubt, here at the NRF conferences, we've had our share of exhausting and exhilarating moments, and always educational times. The professionalism of LP Associates is always reflected at these events, and it explains my dedication and that of so many people here today at the NRF. I mean, I'm proud of all the teams that I worked with back in the recruiting days and the team that I work with now in the news outlet. Today, we've got 5 people wrapped around 3 monitors from the minute they walk in to the minute they walk out. We're 3 millennials and 2 old guys, making sure we capture and mold every piece of news we can find worldwide and making sure it's all about the people. We include the NRF as part of our team as well, because without this association, we wouldn't be here and neither would you. NRF made a commitment to the LP and community decades ago and has invested countless hours supporting, developing, and growing not only loss prevention, but the entire retail industry. So one thing about the NRF that I'd like for all of you to keep in mind is it's not just about what the NRF can do for you, as much as it is what you can do for the NRF and your industry. Immerse yourself in this community. Get involved in the networking and exchanging ideas. It'll pay dividends in the years to come. Ultimately, the NRF provides a platform for you to share your voice and your expertise, and it's a place to turn to for information. Working together, we have the power to affect change and steer this industry forward. You see, at the end of the day, you have 3 distinct channels. Your family, which is the most important one, your career, which is what provides that family, and the industry as a whole, which is where the NRF support is so powerful. And now the old guy's advice to you, each and every one of you. Number 1, your career is like a separate life of its own. And you can use it to escape the harsh realities of life and leave those things at the door when you walk in. And let work be your escape, your safe haven, where you can focus on just moving forward, doing the best job you can, and making a difference and impacting each person you work with, one person at a time and one objective at a time. You see, I never realized how significant LP's role was until we started the Daily. And we saw the spike in the robberies and in the fatalities, and basically because of the opioid crackdown started along with the EMV. And yes, all of that jumped dramatically and it has not subsided. We also started recording retail fatalities, something no one else does. And to see 10 or 12 people killed over a holiday weekend has an impact. LP can make a difference on those numbers if you're dedicated and focused to do so. With over 480 violent deaths a year and 5,700 robberies in retail, it can be a dangerous place. And LP executives are retailers' first responders. So remember that every time you walk into a store. Number 2, please remember diversity and inclusivity. We are not even close to being anywhere near the national averages, and we need to do a much better job at that. So I challenge all of you, make a pledge to yourself, to your company, to your industry, and over the next 3 or 4 hires, hire diversity and help develop that executive. Keith White, one of the greatest guys in this industry, devoted his life to that. And he's impacted dozens of executives and done just a fantastic job. So there's your challenge. Number 3, become a volunteer at work and at the industry. That's how a lot of people grow and get exposure to, and it helps people develop. Number 4, take a risk on something. Try to fight back the fear of failure and making mistakes. You'll never grow if you don't take a risk and make some mistakes. See, one of the reasons I'm up here today is that I made more right decisions than I did mistakes. And boy, I've made some big ones over the years. Finally, I'll leave you with this. Talk with your brain, but lead with your heart. Because it's not just about what you say today that matters. It's what they believe you said in 6 months that matters. You know, and anybody can make a splash. Very few can change the tide. And everyone here today, each one of you, has the ability to change the tide. It all boils down to whether or not you want to. And with that, this good old boy, wishes all of you the best of luck. And lastly, like I always love to say, let's keep them all safe out there. Thank you.